Imagine waking up one morning, walking into your office, and realizing that the empire you spent decades building is now worth less than the filing fees to dismantle it. We're talking about hundreds, sometimes thousands of locations, employees, leases, logos, loyalty programs, all of it, circling the drain. This isn't some fringe story about a startup that burned through venture capital and disappeared. This is about household names, brands you grew up with, stores your parents dragged you into on Saturday afternoons. The kind of companies that once felt as permanent as the mall itself, which, ironically, is also bankrupt. So how does it even happen? How do you scale something to that level of dominance and then somehow lose the plot so completely? The answer usually isn't one catastrophic moment. It's more like a slow bleed nobody wanted to acknowledge until the bandage fell off in public. Think of it like a restaurant that perfected one incredible dish in 1985, rode that dish for 30 years, and never updated the menu while the entire food culture shifted around them. The recipe didn't change, the appetite did. And that gap between what we sell and what people want became a canyon wide enough to swallow the whole operation. There was a golden era, and it was golden expansion announcements, ribbon cuttings, analysts cheering, shareholders celebrating like it was New Year's Eve every quarter. Then, somewhere between the peak and the present, the music slowed, foot traffic dropped, and the press releases started sounding a little more desperate and a little less triumphant. The psychological weight of that shift must be genuinely crushing. You've spent years, maybe your entire adult life, betting everything on a vision that the market is now telling you was wrong. Howard Schultz once said that the most dangerous thing a company can do is to stop listening. And the brutal irony is that most of these brands were so busy opening new locations, they forgot to hear what their existing customers were quietly trying to tell them. History is actually littered with these cycles. Sears, Toys R Us, Blockbuster, Circuit City, and each time it happens, everyone says this time is different. But the pattern is almost always the same sequence of overexpansion, underinvestment in adaptation, and a debt load that made flexibility impossible. What makes it feel unique each time is the human cost. The managers who gave 15 years, the vendors who extended credit on a handshake, the franchise owners who mortgaged their homes to buy in. Here's the misconception people make. They assume bankruptcy means the company was always a bad idea, but that's not true at all. Many of these businesses were brilliantly conceived and brilliantly executed. They just got locked into a model at the exact wrong moment in economic history, and leverage did the rest of the dirty work. The lesson history keeps trying to teach us stubbornly, repeatedly, like a professor who knows you're not paying attention, is that size is not the same as strength, and scale is not the same as sustainability. 1,000 stores is only an asset if 1,000 stores is what the market actually needs. Otherwise, you've just built 1,000 anchors. If you're an entrepreneur watching this and feeling either smug or terrified, the practical takeaway is that discipline around expansion pace matters infinitely more than the excitement of growth metrics. Moderate, calculated risk with an obsessive eye on unit economics will outlast bold, conviction-driven scaling every single time the graveyard of retail is full of people who were very, very certain. There's something almost Shakespearean about it. The very ambition that built the thing becomes the force that destroys it. And the filing that ends the story is signed in the same confident handwriting that once signed the lease on store number 1. You didn't fail because you lacked belief. You failed in many cases because belief was the one thing you had too much of. And yet, and this is where it gets philosophically interesting, there's a strange dignity in having tried at that scale, in having believed so completely that you put everything into motion across an entire geography. Most people never build anything. These founders built something real, something that employed real people and served real communities, even if the ending is a courtroom and a liquidation auction. The discipline, the sizing of your bets, and the consistency of your decision-making process matter infinitely more than the strength of your conviction or the perfection of your timing. That's not just a business lesson, that's a life one. You can be right about the vision and still be wrong about the execution, and the market will settle that argument without sentiment or ceremony. So if any part of this story resonates with you, whether you're building something, scaling something, or trying to figure out when to hold and when to restructure, just know that preparation, rational thinking, and the willingness to adapt are the only real competitive advantages that compound over time. Being comfortable with any outcome doesn't mean being indifferent. It means being ready, which is the only posture that actually keeps you in the game. Whether you're looking to build smarter, invest more strategically, or just stop making decisions based on pure conviction and start making them based on process. We can help you get started in real estate investing, connect you with home contracting work, or point you toward the right lenders, so check out our links in the description below.